In a rapidly expanding omniverse of sci-fi content, two Terrans try to make sense of it all. From the latest to the greatest to the most thought-provoking science fiction content on the screen, we bring you Crowded Space Podcast!
Hey everybody, welcome to the Crowded Space Podcast. I'm glad that we have some new listeners listening and tuning in, even if it's just family and friends. That's okay, we'll take it.
Don't sound so desperate, okay? Don't sound so desperate.
I'm Eric, your host.
And I'm your other host, Jarod. We've got our initial thoughts after playing Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, a new video game released or soon to be released on PC and
yeah, it's like a pre-beta thing,
non-Switch console.
Yeah,
40k.
So what do you think?
Yeah, well, let's talking about it first. What are the aspects of it do you think that are the most worthy?
Well,
we got to talk about gameplay, the universe. I mean, it is a sci-fi podcast, so we should probably talk about the sci-fi-ness.
Well, let's talk about it. You said you read a little bit about the universe.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm glad there's no video because I'm like kind of like
no, this is good.
Do the cut. I don't know anything about the universe.
Well, we know a little bit about it just from the game itself.
They do a good
enough,
job. If you haven't played the universe,
let's do a recap of what we think the universe is. So the 40,000 means essentially it's 40,000 years in the future
of their IP,
and it appears that humankind is essentially mostly under the control of this undead emperor spirit that somehow kind of binds and controls people, but at the same time is the only force between humanity and unknown cosmic horrors and alien races or whatnot.
It's also like kind of like the dark. I always said when we first talked about it, I said it was kind of like a Guardians of the Galaxy meets Suicide Squad in space, because it has that.
It's definitely more of a grim,
that clan, like the group dynamic of Guardian of the Galaxy, but then it has like the Suicide Squad's dark theme of like you're kind of like a bunch of prisoners that are brought in to help clear out a prison right now. Because
we know the original Warhammer universe a little bit just from playing that MMO.
Oh yeah, that
years
was
ago.
Awesome. That was a fun MMO, yeah. But now it's discontinued.
What was it? Just Warhammer Online?
Yeah, Warhammer Online. You're right.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
I thought there was at least a sub.
That's what it was known for, Warhammer Online.
Yeah, what I liked about that game is that your character, of the blocking, right? If your character was in a space, no one's running through that space. So they're either knocking you down or knocking you out to get through.
Yeah.
At any rate. Yeah, so gritty kind of...
Yeah, dark.
Yeah,
tones.
Dystopian look,
and they
look
have
at the
like,
universe.
they currently have 4 of the classes.
A bit of a fantasy twist into it as well. That like, your fantasy races exist in this world. They're just,
just different.
On their own path or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so there is some magic and wielders in this universe on top of like the
it's almost like a zealot, like a religious like magic for the one particular class is zealot. And I think that's what you're playing, right? You try it out.
Yeah. That's my quote unquote main so far. Get up to level 6 or 7 with them in the little bit of time that I've had to play. I did do the sharpshooter veteran.
That's like a regular FPS, like first person shooter dude, like military guy or girl, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I like their ability to mark targets and stuff like that. But their melee, was so weak, and it's such a melee heavy game.
Oh my gosh, it's so melee. It's so melee heavy.
That wasn't having fun. And I think with the right support, right, if you're playing the ogre and keeping people off me, then I could maybe start picking off the bad enemies.
Yeah, it's definitely not like the.
But before we get into group team play or anything like that, because we haven't had a chance to play together yet. So maybe that we need to recircle around when we actually get what the multiplayer is.
Well, we get to it has the I call it plug and play, where you just log in and just it gives you that you can group up with randos and just go in and do the mission.
Mm.
I mean, usually there's a few times I fail missions because everybody dies, but
Yeah, my mission success rate is I shouldn't. I'm embarrassed to bring it up. It's
you know what's
it's
funny
not
though?
great. I've lost a solid like 30% of what I'm
I
doing
saw
with
some.
randos.
They had some like listing of the amount of like the what is it? The not the statistics, but the metrics for like winnings, like successful runs. It's only 60%.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
right on that curve then.
Yeah, it's
Which is good. I don't like it when a game's so easy that you just steamroll it. It's like, oh no, you've got to be paying attention to your surroundings.
right.
And
Because
what's
what I
going
like is when you
on,
hear
and-
the screams or the dogs barking, because you know that the really nasty guys are coming. Like the ogre charging you and all that stuff makes it a little hectic.
Yeah, no, I mean we're getting into gameplay. Anything else you had to say on on the world and what it's like to be in this world and
The game does a good job in the beginning. The game does a good job in the beginning to let you know what it's about. Because, like I said, I never played the role-playing game of the set era. You even have books too.
yeah, I felt even in creating your character actually.
Oh yeah, they really go into detail with that too. Yeah,
That I
Different
get to know the
worlds.
world
Yeah.
through creating them, and
If you
in my
choose certain
characters.
combinations, it gives you different things too in the character creation.
So I thought the character creation walked this nice line of, oh, you go into enough detail, more detail, and choosing, oh, what was your character's major, turning point in their life, and oh, what was their upbringing and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Why were
And
you
then
in
it gives
jail
you,
for?
yeah, and then it pieces all together in a little paragraph card of your
Yeah.
character. I really
Yeah.
appreciated, and
Yeah.
having a different choice of the voices.
Well, you know me with that's like my favorite thing to do in a game is making the character.
yeah, no. So
It's like
did
I
a
think a
good
lot of
job.
people are like that, but yeah, they did give you the options. They don't go overboard with the options, but they give you enough to where it's not like it doesn't take you like 3 hours to make a character. Obviously, they're trying to stick to the nitty gritty of the dark overtones of the game, so the characters aren't super pretty. So if you're looking to be
Yeah.
like World of Warcraft or any other game that's makes the characters pretty, then that's
Right, and for me, that's distracted from having a true sci-fi feel. It's like, oh, you're 40,000 years in the future, but it's like, oh no, you're so far in the future, things have gone to crap. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some big tech out there, but it's reserved. Only some units have the good tech, and your average, slag on the ground, you're lucky to have a shovel to fight with. So
Yeah.
the sci-fi is out there. But right now, early on,
No, and
we're
they definitely make you
at best
earn,
you've got a
like,
laser gun.
they make you earn your outfits too, like the way you look, because you're looking like somebody that just came out of jail with your orange,
Which is nice, yeah. It goes into
It
the
gives you that
prologue.
immersive feel to it. Yeah.
Prologue, it was pretty vanilla. I can't say that it was anything awesome, but at the same time, it was a great way, especially, it didn't feel too tiresome. It's like, okay, great, perfect. I get the controls, I get the world I'm in,
Yeah.
and now I'm off doing training. So that was nice, but it was like, nothing new either. So
we're ready to go to classes now.
classes and gameplay and all. Yeah, it's a good segue because the training is where the melee gameplay really started to shine for me.
Yeah.
And some
They've got your 4 classes. You got the veteran, the zealot, the ogren, and the psyker. And I kind of put a little category on them. So your veteran is your typical FPS like shooter, like Halo or
snipery kind of bro.
And then you get some buffs that you can give to your group. Then you have the zealot, which what you're playing. What is that ability that you do? Is that like a rush? Does it give you like a berserker or something?
Yeah, it increases your melee for a little bit, and I think it makes you be able to walk through people.
Because the ogren, like when you have an ogren and a zealot together, just eating the melee field, it's pretty awesome. Like I was playing the zealot and with an ogren. The ogren is kind of like the tanky smash Hulk type of character. Looks like an ogre. And it was pretty cool because we were just decimating all this like a lot of creatures, just because it's a horde game. There's a lot of different, a lot of creatures in the game itself, which never never made me laggy, which I was pretty impressed with for sure.
Oh yeah, because there's a good maybe 20 guys rushing up close at endpoints or whatnot.
So we've got then the Ogryn, which I just said, and the last guy is a Psyker, which is kind of like a space wizard, I would say, that has mental powers. Like, it was kind of cool to squish your enemy's brains with your ability.
Oh really? Yeah, I haven't played them at all. Or
I did. That's who I played first. I made one of those.
Oh okay.
Which is like you said,
glass
it's
cannon.
Tough. It's tough because if you don't have people that are doing their roles as the melee, you can get overrun real quick, and then you're bringing your sword out because you can't do the psychic thing at all.
Oh, okay. As the zealot, I'm pretty much running around
you're in
sword full time, and maybe there's some people far away. I'll whip out my other gun.
Yeah, I don't think I even used my gun when I was doing the zealot or when I used the Ogryn. But as they level up, they unlock better like weapons, obviously. And I know the ogre. I saw an Ogryn. He was like level 20 or something like that. I had like a shield.
Oh,
and we were like in the shield,
okay.
Dude, and we were in a doorway, and he had the shield out, and I was peeking over him, and I was shooting behind. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Now we're talking. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty
tactics.
Cool. Yeah,
okay.
If you could get tactics down, it'd be really cool. But again, this is the kind of like the beta for the beta tests before they release it.
Yeah.
So they're not giving us too much. They're not releasing too much because they don't want to spoil it. But I'm having fun with it. It's complex enough with their talent, like your skill trees, where you could kind of make your own build too. Because I've seen people making their builds.
I've looked at the tree, but there's not much unlocked, and it seems like you can just switch between your different options in the tree on the fly. You're like, no, this is how it is on this level. I'm just gonna adapt real quick. So that's fun.
Yeah.
And then it makes it so you don't have to agonize too hard over your choices. You can just click, I'm gonna do that and see how it goes. So.
Yeah. The game. So going from that to the gameplay, the melee is definitely.
Well, yeah. Did you play any other classes? I figure
I played all of them.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah.
It's funny because I was like, I'm gonna try to stay away from the zealot because you picked it, and it always happens every time we play the same type of game together. We're always picking this pretty much the
zealot's
same class.
your favorite.
It's really cool. I like the zealot. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Pretty fun.
I like the zealot, and
well, this time our characters actually look about the same hair, same hair color.
It's funny.
Female.
I made the Ogryn too because I think because Ben got the game.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Yeah, my son, and he tried the Psyker. He likes wizards. So if we could do two, like your zealot, my Ogryn, and him, I mean that's a pretty good combo. And just pick up a third, I
just say play the class you want to.
Yeah, no, I know, but
if we get two zealots, we got two zealots.
No,
whatever.
I mean, the Ogryn's pretty cool. So, I don't know, that shield's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know if it stacks, right? If you've got three zealots, right? They've got their
ability,
their aura ability.
They probably don't. I don't know.
Yeah, it's worth looking into. It'd be fun if it.
But I don't know. That shield's pretty pimp. Like, we were in the doorway, and he had that shield out, and we're standing behind his shield, and he was...
Well, my favorite tactic has been, with the Zealot, is I finally get enough money to get a kind of big-ass sword, and I'll block, and then do the push.
Yeah.
And then, if you hold the attack button, you'll follow up with, like, a wicked, just nasty slash. But that push will push... the horde, like 10 people, it'll stagger them at once. Yeah. So especially if you're fighting with your posse, and that's a lot of damage that your group doesn't take for a hot second because you're staggering them.
Yeah, because you can't.
And it doesn't use up that much of your stamina, so you can kind of spam the stagger. And save your whole group from taking the full brunt of the hordes.
Yeah, I saw a zealot running with a staff. He was shooting lightning like Palpatine out of the staff. He was hitting people and was doing. You know how you throw your grenade and it does like a stun, it does like a flashbang.
Mm-hmm.
The lightning did like a flashbang.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, dude, it was crazy.
Yeah,
it's like I really think it would benefit if we all just like. I'll probably do if you
jealous.
do yours. I'll do an Ogren, and then we'll own the melee field.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll
yeah,
own
that
it.
combo would.
Oh yeah,
would be
we'll
sick.
own it because
What's the Ogren's special ability?
So the Ogren has a rush that knocks people down, kind of like the bad guy ogre that comes in. You know how he runs in and mows people down. So with the Ogren, you have that ability to mow people down. And I saw an Ogren with the same dude that had the shield had a grenade, like a grenade launcher. So he was just shooting grenades it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I like the Ogren. I like melee, so there's a lot of that. But yeah, I think with the three of us doing those, it would be fun to have like the.
Yeah, and I guess that they're gonna have the ability to have bots. So if we just want to do the three of us, so I kind of wish they was just the ability to be like, hey, we're gonna 3-man it. I don't care if it's 4-man content.
You should be able to lock it.
Yeah, but like we're just 3-man, no bot or bot if you want, doesn't matter. I don't care if we don't get.
So, something tells me if there's a bot in there, the bot's not going to do much. Because
it's
pretty challenging, let's just say that.
Bot's just going to go around and take all our ammo on us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they do that anyways when you're running with blueberries, so.
And I guess it's one of the things I've liked with the Zealot is not having to worry about ammo so much because I'm spending
that's the thing about
90% of my time swinging my sword.
That's the thing about the veteran. That's why I find that's hard because like you're just going through clips.
You really got to be going for headshots.
You have to go to friggin'
yeah.
And then for the Ogren was the same thing with me. I didn't have to do much. I didn't have to do much ammo scavenging because a lot of people just run out and ahead of you. And the beauty of it is, at least when they're full, they can't take any more, so it kind of leaves it for the rest of us.
Yeah, I think just story-wise, the Zealot kind of fits in the most because it's, as this world has been sold to us in the game is, you've got this emperor and everyone essentially worships him like a god, or he is the god to all of humanity and empowers them to some extent, it sounds like. So their worship is warranted. And then the Zealot is there to kind of punish and go attack the heretics that don't believe in the power of the Emperor or whatnot.
I also like the conversations the characters have. That's pretty cool. Like they'll have conversations with each other.
Yeah, no, I really like that picking the voice. The one of the 3 voice acting lines for my character seemed to have an impact on the gameplay and.
Yeah, it really is immersive for sure.
Yeah, no, and I like how you've been using the voice lines to give you a heads up about what's going on.
Yeah.
In the wait, you haven't been scanning? Shouldn't we been scanning? Like,
or are you taking all the ammo? What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Or we need to take that guy out fast, or something like that.
It was cool. It's cool. Its mechanics are just enough to make it interesting, not over the top.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what goes on with some of the extra attacks on different weapons. Like, you can rev up your chainsaw in the training and then smack someone, and my sword does this wicked just cross slash that honestly when I'll it's been one of my spam moves is I'll block, push, and then do a couple of whacks, and it's at a nice angle that you're gonna hit heads, because that's what it seems like where your melee strikes hit make a difference.
Yeah.
And so
absolutely.
if you're hitting arms, you're not killing people as quick as if you're whacking them
in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why my Ogren's like the top, like tallest. I can get him. It's just like he's just beefy, just beefy for sure. It's pretty fun. But anyway, and the last thing too is like the death mechanic. I kind of like that because you get a lot of your people can pick you up. But eventually those chances run out, and then you become a captive, and then they have to rescue you.
Oh, that's really cool. That's
super
really
cool.
New.
Yeah,
that's
So then your team has to rescue you because you're a captive.
Yeah. So we're both familiar with that
mechanic.
Well, both sides
not only that, but everybody else too that's playing the game.
No, that is a really cool mechanic. I almost forgot about it. I'm glad that you brought it up because it's new. I also like that when you're downed, essentially you get a bar of your health that cannot be restored unless you go to a full med station that has limited charges. So I do like it that if if you're dying and sucking, there's an impact, right? It's not just like, oh no, your teammates can keep picking you up. They can picking you up, and it's not a big deal. I do miss having a stat meter, and maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. I don't know. I know that in the past we've gotten almost a little competitive.
Oh yeah.
Who's got the most DPS?
Maybe they'll put one in there. I mean, they did when we played Outriders.
Yeah. Did that go from not having one to having one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it did.
So I'm not that familiar with Fatshark. Who's published this?
Well, they also did Vermintide. They did a bunch of the old
they've all gotten great reviews. Wow. Yeah. And I see why. I think
it's not super immersive. It's like it's all random, but it's usually set in the same area. But I'm hoping that it changes up and like can be out on a
Yeah, I'm hoping for a little bit more of a sci-fi feel, so that as we level up, we get some cooler melee weapons. Hey, we're 40,000 years in the future. I want at least a vibro axe and not just like a muddy shovel.
Well, and they said that they're not releasing. They don't want to spoil it, so they only release a little bit of the weapons. So that's what I read.
I can live with that. I can live with that. But yeah, the scenery's been really cool. Like the space station base that your hub of all your activities. You
they have a social hub.
Looks cool. I like that. You're looking out. You can easily look out at the stars and the planet in the distance. And
I like the social hub too, because you can see, oh man, that guy looks cool. Like, what's he have? Like stuff like that.
Yeah, I haven't played around too much with the.
Well, it's all unlocked. What your appearance is like, all unlocked from doing special feats. So there's not like, oh, you can get like armor. It's just weapons, from what I've seen. I mean, later on maybe they'll have where armor helps you, with your stats. But for now, it's just like I haven't seen the stats on your cosmetic gear yet.
Yeah, I've barely just started to see, more rarer equipment for sale and blue drops.
Yeah, a lot of it's level gated, so which gives you an incentive to play.
Yeah, I don't. It seems like stuff doesn't really pick up until you get to level 8, and we're
because level 5 is when you get your first
almost there.
Your first dot in your abilities and your talents. So, it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep trying.
I know it's Darktide, and that's one of the little sub themes that we didn't talk about. So again, you've got the Emperor who's keeping all of humanity connected together and together through sweat, blood, tears, and sacrifice. They're keeping aliens and whatnot, cosmic horrors at bay. But then there's also this side theme of the Darktide, the zombie infestation that we're mostly taking care of. Yeah. Which I need to know more about. That's like a kind of a big, okay, I listened to your movie, but what's going on here? And the missions aren't really making that super, super clear what, But again, it's still kind of early.
Yeah, they're trying to keep it vague, I think. They don't want to ruin the storyline if they have a storyline going.
Maybe that's what's going on. Yeah. And so while I really love the gameplay, I really love how it looks. The classes are really cool. Yeah. There's room for more classes. I'm really excited about from what I've seen and read about the 4K universe. I'm really excited to see the other classes and what cool they can do, because they've got a really classes too, they've got a really nice foundation going on. But right now, I'm not sold on the universe, and I'm looking forward to missions and content that makes me resonate. I think a lot of the slang and the characters and their back and forth and calling each other infidels, questioning their faith, it's there. Yeah. And maybe I just need to play more of it and level up.
It's the thing is, like, if you're into the world and you played the table, the role playing game, then you would understand how it works, right? Understand all this stuff.
Yeah.
But if newbies like us who are trying it out, it kind of gives a outside perspective that allows other people that listen to us want to try it out. Yeah, I mean, you should definitely give it a go.
Yeah, and I guess that's how I went into this game. Is like, okay, I'll go to your wiki. I'll read about this universe a little bit. I'm not gonna waste a bunch of time. Yeah. And then if the game is good, well, then I'm gonna let the game make me interested in finding out more about the universe. Yeah. If the game's really, really good, it's going to explain that universe to me on its own. And so we'll see. That potential is there. Yeah. Some other things I did want to comment about that I really appreciate: loading screens where you see your whole team, your content. I love it. That's why we play multiplayer games. We want to feel together. I want to see my bro sitting next to me.
If you ever
fidgeting with his fingernails or whatever.
If you ever played Marvel's Avengers, that's how they have their characters moving in when they go into when they're loading to a zone. They're all on a ship coming in there, and I thought it was kind of they kind of copied it a little bit. But like you, I like to see other people. It gives you that immersion of, hey, there's other players that are playing different things than me. So,
yeah. So developers, if you're listening, anytime you have a cutscene, if you can put our characters together, interacting, it's cool.
It's true. He's really a stickler on that.
Yeah, Outriders started doing it, and then they're just like, nah, never mind.
Too much work.
Too much work.
That's why we
got bugs to fix.
When was the last time we played Outriders? I think we played the DLC, and that was it. We got done with it.
Yeah, we played the demo more than we played the actual DLC. That's for sure. No, that's not. I wish that was an exaggeration. It was not.
No, it wasn't.
So that was one other thing that I enjoyed about their cutscenes, and when you first load, you're all doing the cool storm together. So I hope there's more of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
In there, because come on, if you're working hard to get your guns and armor, it's
one
of the few chances to look cool.
Why not?
Instead of just running around the mission hub.
Yeah.
Where you don't actually brandish your weapons in the mission hub. So
no.
All the more reason to have cool cutscenes.
Yep.
So any parting thoughts on Warhammer 40,000?
I can't wait till we can all
cool
play.
People say is it 40k? Warhammer 40k?
Yeah, it's 40k. Yeah.
Warhammer 40k Darktide.
That's how it should have opened, man. Not 40,000.
Warhammer 40k.
That's perfect.
Darktide.
Cut it in there. We played Warhammer Darktide.
Yeah, we finally had a chance to play together. It was nice. It seemed like it was pretty easy enough to link up, and I had one or two issues where I got dropped for the game, but a bot took over my spot for a hot minute, and I logged right back in. So hey, that's a bonus. That the difficulties weren't, the difficulties that we had were.
It's cool that it's
short-lived.
It kind of saves your spot. It doesn't fill you in right away.
It is one of those games that is so teamwork and tactic heavy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
That playing with someone over comms is a huge difference. And it was kind of a meh game.
Yeah.
Solo to playing with you, I'm like, oh yeah, this is fun. The tactics matter.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to meet.
Our class abilities can really meld well if we want to play that way.
Yeah.
Because it was a ton of fun. You had your flamethrower. You just gotten.
It's funny because we kind of switched characters. I was playing the Ogre at first, and you were playing the Zealot, and then.
And you're like, this is all wrong. This is
all wrong. Because obviously, as always, you pick the character I like to play when we play together.
Ever since the Shamey and
World of Warcraft, right?
I just owned everyone in PvP. You're like, I think I want to roll a Shamey now.
Yeah, and then we did Paladin, and you followed me to Paladin land. So.
True. You like by a day.
We're tanking. You're a good tank. It's even in this game you're going to be a good tank.
At least I was a pank pally, and you were a ret pally. But again, we digress.
Yep.
So as an Ogrin, I took over trying to tank a little bit, and was what for the most part was more melee based, and really just trying to stun people and
I think in the beginning the game is like. It's very melee centric in the lower levels, but as you level up, I find like people start filling their classes more, like the veteran and the psyker in the back shooting things. And
it does seem like if you have a team that knows what you're doing, the veteran can just stay on their weapon, and you're playing bodyguard and to some extent. So
it's definitely fun. And like I said, I'm hoping at some point when my clan, the minions from Destiny, join up and play Warhammer with us, that you'll meet some of them, and we'll have like a full team that we can actually do the harder content, which will be fun.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what it's going to be like.
Oh my god!
Once the game.
Dude, you saw there's like there's
real.
like 6 hash marks or something like that. That's like the gradation of like the difficulty levels of each like a specific area has like some of them are higher level than others.
Right, and it's a lot of it is figuring out the enemies and knowing the fights
Yeah,
as well. It's not
especially
just like,
when
we made them just harder, like more hit points. And
no,
it's
they
like,
know how to
the
flank
AI
too.
Seems to be better.
The AI in that game is pretty fucking smart. I tell you
it's
that.
a flank a second. We probably talked about it before. It's just like okay, kill. I don't care what you're doing. Literally every 30 seconds, check your back.
Yes,
you've been flanked.
Yeah,
Check
absolutely.
Your back, whole game. But which is again why it's great to play with a good team, because a good teammate's got your back.
Yeah.
So super important in that game.
So they released the crafting. What do you think about the crafting?
Yeah, no,
style?
I think it's great that we're revisiting this. This game, not that they've had a chance to release a little bit more of it. Pretty bare bones crafting, which right now that's kind of all that I want. I'm not looking forward to. I don't really want to get into super complex crafting. I like more modding and slots and stuff like that.
Yeah, looks like you could take. It looks
to.
like you'll be able to take one from the other. I think. Like you'll take one ability later on. It looks like you can take one for the other.
Oh, okay.
From what they had it grayed out, so.
Yeah, and it's nice to get higher level and get some weapons that have a little bit more sci-fi feel to them.
Yeah.
Though again, like flamethrower, okay. we could have gotten like a cool plasma thrower. Again,
they do have a
40,000
plasma
years in the future.
Dude,
a shovel.
They have plasma shooters. They have a plasma gun you can get.
Yeah, no, some of the laser pistols are,
and a plasma
are
sword.
Really cool. I'm just hung up on that point.
Yeah, I know. It is sort of a mix of both the fantasy and the sci-fi together, which, kind of is a little bit outside of what we want to focus on.
Right. They could have had their own dark ages of, 30,000 years of just no technological advances. And again, every galaxy has its poor areas. And
yeah,
just a testament of the universal utility of a shovel. That even in Warhammer 40k.
You just started off, dude. You have freaking duct tape for shoes. Come on.
I'm like level 8 now. I should not have to use a shovel.
We'll find a better weapon.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to that laser shovel. I'll get here soon.
Laser shovel.
Something, I don't know.
Plus 30 against mobs.
Yeah, whatever. I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, you've played enough.
I'm level almost 23, I think.
Yeah, I do feel like, okay, if you're stuck with, essentially, if you've only got 2 of the classes represented in your game, in your 4-player experience, it's a tougher run.
I'd like, the thing about it is in the beginning, you have to stick, if you want to do the range, the Psyker or the Veteran, you have to stick with it because they don't shine till later on. They don't shine till like level 15, I want to say, where they're in the back and they're kind of shooting.
Yeah, no, that's good to know because I'd only played them a couple levels. I'm like, this is rough.
Like a Psyker and a Veteran with a shovel, or like you said, like trying to be melee in the front or trying to be melee it's like, you're gonna get overrun.
One of the runs we did today, the Veteran, I never saw him with his melee out. He was just like, even if someone was up close to him, he just laser him down real quick.
I ran a little bit ago. I ran one in a new area. It's in the desert. It was really cool. Yeah, it was like, it reminded me of Outriders. It was in the desert, and it was me. I was the only melee. I had a Psyker and 2 Veterans, and I was the only one in the front. Everybody else was just shooting shit in the back. Yeah, and then when they would come and help me if I got overrun, but most of the time, dude, I didn't have to worry about snipers. I didn't have to worry about shotgunners. I didn't even have to worry about the guys that throw the net. The hunters, they throw the net on you.
Yeah. Oh. Oof.
I didn't even have to worry about any of that. The only thing I did was swing my hammer, and it was beautiful.
Yeah. So you get to go pure berserker for whole stage.
But that's one of the things I don't like is the fact that we can't get out of it. Like, make me press E fast or click a mouse button faster to get out.
Right, and if it happens a bunch or you're tired, you get too many wounds, and you're stuck there. I get it, but it
like not be able to get out at all, it sucks.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe
But
that's
I guess
realistic.
that's
how it
what keeps you
happens.
from
That's
not.
war. Yeah, that's what keeps you close to your team.
Yeah, you don't leave your team because the
So-
minute you leave your team, oh man, that's when they come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And the AI makes it so they comes after the person that's like literally in the back or by themselves. I find that, yeah, since I like to run by myself a few times to get the the boxes or whatever, I run into trouble sometimes with those.
While you're busy, ninja looting any ammo whatsoever to keep your flamethrower going.
That's another thing too. I think it should make it like Diablo, where it's everybody. Like Diablo, in Diablo 3, you loot it and everybody gets it. It's like one person getting it. It kind of sucks, but I get it. They're a bunch of convicts. Like I kind of get it.
Yeah, and where I'm mostly going melee, it's like whatever.
Yeah, I rarely
Once
use
or
my
twice,
ammo
I'll
now.
Once or twice, I was like, I could really use some ammo.
But the grenades are
Hasn't
really
been too
sweet.
bad.
But anyway, that's it. That's it for really the multiplayer for what we played.
Yeah, I'm hoping that there's some. Yeah, looking forward to newer maps. Maybe some other different ways to interact. There's not really much of a friends list or trading or.
There is actually. You have to go to the
list?
social tab. Yeah.
Okay, but there is a friends list. I guess I should add some people. No trading. No other than just.
No. I don't
hopping
think
on
trading is a thing
strike
in this
force
stuff.
or together or whatever. Yeah,
Because I think
it
only drop if it drops gear, which I rarely get any drops, is when you find boxes that has nothing in it. I think there's a percentage chance of it getting stuff from it, getting loot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Most of the time, it's like you have to buy it, or you get it from like if you're the most badass of the whole team, and you get like the Emperor's favor or something like that.
Yeah, that's fun when you get for some free loot. You're like, yeah, I did something right.
Yeah, like that.
I'm still hoping I'm still hoping of stats at the end. It doesn't seem like that's going to happen, but hasn't happened yet as of recording.
No.
I do feel like we get a couple more maps. I'll admit I'm not tired of the enemies yet. There's a good enough variety. I'm not like these guys. Ragdolling the people still is a lot of fun.
Oh my God.
I love the physics in the game and smacking people around. Though the ability to knock people off of like heights and cliffs is really limited and really not included. It's like
I think if you were like in a walkway, maybe
because I've got like this uppercut punch that will send them, but it doesn't send them off the cliff.
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
Come on. Everyone wants.
Because I've used my hammer on a like a walkway, right? My two-handed hammer, my thunder hammer, and it just like knocks them off with my swing. But I think they fly.
Okay.
They really fly. I mean, you saw it when I was hammering it away.
If they're dead, they'll fly around. But usually, if they're alive, in my experience, they kind of crumple and stay. They still stay on the surface or whatever. So keep an eye out. I wonder. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, that would be because I think there's an achievement to knock people off the ledge.
Yeah, no, like knocking them into the fire and closer to barrels, and that's a really fun mechanic, and I want to see that really develop in this game.
Yeah,
ragdolling enemies around for maximum advantage.
Yeah, the physics is really fun. That's one of the things with this game.
Right. Yeah. All right. Any other parting thoughts? Or?
I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, I can't wait to get more people involved and see how it goes with like a full team on comms.
It's gonna shine with a full team. One of each class for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be really cool.
I'm still looking forward to a little bit more world explanation. So I do hope that there's some story that they're looking to release.
Yeah, I think they wanted to keep under
a little bare
lid.
bones, but I like the slow release that they're doing. So so it's fun. It's like, oh hey,
Well, you saw the article I sent you where they're gonna allow your progression to go into the live game, and also if people don't like the game, they're gonna refund you their full amount.
Yeah,
which that's how a beta should work. That's how a beta should work.
So yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling I've seen so far. A lot of people are pretty warmed up to it. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. I like it.
And relatively cheap for a new offering.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap, and the skill is at low levels is okay, but as you get higher levels, I think it's going to be depending a lot on your team. what you have for team. If you have comms and your builds, it's going to be build heavy, I think, which is pretty cool because I kind of like that. I like the theory
you
crafting.
so obviously can do the build on the fly.
Yeah, that's cool too. You don't have to spend money to.
We'll see if there's equipment configurations, presets or something to allow
that would be
but
pretty cool. If
right
they
now,
did
there's
that.
so few slots.
Yeah,
there's 05 slots. You can manage it pretty easily. But
it'd be cool to have like other things like a ship or like other places you can go. For now, I guess this will do. But maybe at some point, if it takes off, then who knows where they can do with it. But I think it's pretty fun. I'm having fun with it.
Right? Yeah. Obviously, since you were like,
Level
when I'm almost done. I gotta finish this. Woo.
The average time is about 25 minutes for a run.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, it's about 30 minutes. About 30 minutes, I would say, is a long run. But
yeah, that's if there's a lot of people down.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I think
we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, together, that's going to be our first and second impressions of Warhammer 40k Darktide.
Yep.
Pre-beta release. So who knows? It might be fun to visit this if we become, big junkies, big fans of it in a couple months from now.
I like to drop and play. That's one of the things. Plug and play.
Yeah, I do hope there's some more sandboxing, more exploring though. That's what I'm missing in the game is this sense of roaming but maybe I'm not supposed to feel that since I'm just
you're just a convict, man.
Army slag, yeah. Yeah, no, it was great talking about a new video game that we're playing set in a sci-fi universe.
I want to say thank you to the listeners and thank you for the feedback. You guys are great. Thanks for all my clanmates from Destiny that listened to this podcast and was pretty excited about it. And hey, coming around the corner. And remember, it's the
Soundstripe.
Spoilers.